Even though this year has only had 75 days through August, another basketball season starts like a month later, and then it's Thanksgiving and Christmas, and literally before you tie your shoes in the year 2023, it will be next year's Super Bowl. Someone needs to explain this to me, man. I get all this nature, planets, seasons, spinning around a star, spinning once a day on ourselves. Winters are just close together, so yeah, I guess. Hi there. I'm still teaching you everything you need to know about everything with AOIA. I'm still cataloging a yo-yo collection with 5 Minute Spin It. This time, it all is about the last sports subject you need to know for now, the Olympics. The Olympics were some ancient Greek sports thing where a bunch of people invented playing games outside for competition. Sometimes you threw something, or ran, or tried to fight a lion, or whatever. It happened every 4 years for 1,000 years, and then they just stopped for another 1,500 years. Maybe an empire fell or something. And then America invents baseball, and the world is like, that sport sucks, but so does our version of football. So let's bring back that Olympics thing again. This time, the whole world joined in, and every 4 years for the past 100 or so, the entire planet pretends to care about swimming and track and similar sports that aren't one of the two footballs. I guess, actually, now anyway, it's every 2 years, but they alternate between summer games and winter games. So every 4 years for each of those, but like overlapping, you know? Summer, 2 years, winter, 2 years, summer, 2 years, winter, 2 years, etc. Modern Olympics are cool, but I think we know now that they're also like super awful. They're run by a bunch of corrupt organizations, and they often just waste billions of the host country's dollars for zero return. Deaths during the Olympics aren't very common, but in the year or two leading up to it, it seems like there's always tragic accidents as they build new stadiums. I guess you need to know about some of the sports. In summer, it's all the stuff you might do outside during the summer. Swimming, running, jumping, throwing stuff across the field, boxing, basketball, riding a bike. Anything you might do as a kid on a summer break, they probably have it during the Summer Olympics. Humans really like to prove they're better at stuff than other people. The Winter Olympics are kind of like the Summer Olympics, but with snow involved. Think about the stuff a kid might do on winter break, and it's probably in the Winter Olympics. Any kind of traveling down the mountain or through a forest category, any sort of skating or sliding on ice. Actually, I think that's about it. Moving on snow or moving on ice. You just get 90 of those spans, and we decided to measure them with traditions and order and all that nonsense. I guess it makes sense, given all that nature stuff I mentioned, that the human stuff ended up this way. Once we figured out electricity, it was kinda all over. And honestly, maybe even on the eve of that weird kite and key lightning storm, it was already too late. We already had a billion people with no plans of slowing down. We'd already forgotten that human beings are just the smartest and most physically well-designed animals. The Olympics are awesome. You have to sort of ignore the total absurdity of like national pride or whatever and just pretend your country is the best. Or I guess they're pretty good at telling the stories of athletes and whatnot. You can usually get away with just caring about the people. Obviously, these are the top 10 or 20 people at each of these particular games in the world, and there are billions of people in the world, so most of them have spent literal lifetimes working towards these games. There's a good chance a lot of those folks are going to have something interesting happening all along the way. Loco. Okomoko. Okomoko chocolate. Staring in the mirror, see my heartbeat in my neck. Staring in the mirror, see my heartbeat in my neck. Staring in the mirror, see my heartbeat in my neck. Staring in the mirror, see my heartbeat in my neck. Wonder if that's normal, disassociate, come back. Wonder if that's normal, disassociate, come back. Wonder if that's normal, disassociate, come back. Wonder if that's normal, disassociate, come back.